How's it going, everyone? Jesse Slammarella here, and I'm going to be doing my top 10 with you. This time it is a top 10 best black metal albums in my collection video, and I'm going to start off with the three kind of bonus entries that I just had to throw in here that are just kind of outside of the top 10 but still deserve an honorable mention. That being, first up, MSG's Anticosmic Tyranny. That would be the one with this cover on it. Excellent black metal from Canada here. And I definitely plan on picking up their vinyl EP that came after this, that apparently comes with a disc of the material as well. So definitely need to check that out. And you definitely need to check out AMSG. Next in the three bonus albums is this, Apocalyptic Extermination by Cryptic Throne. Back. I've shown this before a while back in one of my older videos. These guys are pretty good, and the way I found out about them, or him, apparently, because the guy named Abyssius is all instrumentals and vocals. So apparently this is just a one-man black metal band, and he seems to have some session people that helped him out on this, but that's pretty cool. But yeah, the way I found out about this band was through CDN Records, just checking out his black metal section, and just, going through, checking it out, and seeing if any of the stuff he had there is on YouTube, and just seeing if I liked it or not, so that I knew whether or not to pick it up. And this was one of the ones that was on there, and it sounded really good. So definitely glad to have picked this up, and you should definitely check them out, and it definitely deserves its spot here in the three honorary mentions. I think they're from the US, because it says right on here, P.O. Box, Sheridan, USA. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is US black metal. Check them out. They're really good. Next up, also on the honorable mentions list, this is Thus Defiled with Damon Spawn. I'm pretty sure this is their most recent album. I could be wrong, though. Another band that I just kind of found from browsing the black metal section of CDN Records. Yep, another US black metal band from Texas, I believe. But, yeah, check out Thus Defiled. Very cool black metal. A little different, a little bit better production than what you're used to. All in all, good honorary mentions there. Cryptic Throne, Thus Defiled, and AMSG. Alright, now onto the top 10. Starting at number 10. This is Cryptic Howling with their album Them. This is the second album by Cryptic Howling, a Canadian black metal band, I believe, from Toronto. This disc was apparently made in Quebec, Canada, though, so I don't know. But these guys are from Toronto. I'm about 99% sure, so definitely check these guys out. I haven't heard too many people talking about them, and they definitely deserve some attention, because yeah, really good album, really good stuff. Definitely better than the first album. I still need to get around to getting the third one, but it's definitely something I plan on picking up, so check out Cryptic Howling. Next, can't get enough of these guys. This is USA's Summon, not Summoning, but Summon. This is their best album that I've got so far, not including the stuff I've gotten recently that is waiting for an update. But yeah, this is Baptized in Fire. Really good black metal from the US. I highly recommend you check them out if you're interested in this kind of stuff. They're straight up black metal, a little better production than most. Pretty furious stuff. Number 9. This is Onkrig Lands of War. This is their second album. This is another Canadian black metal band. This one's from Quebec. I think Montreal. But yeah, their first album I have is also pretty good, but this is a step up, so definitely check out Lands of War by Onkreg. That's Anhkrehg, if you're wondering. Number 8. This is Dissections' first album. This is The Somber Lane. I still need to pick up Storm of Light's Bane and Rheinkaus, but this one's really good. I really like this album. Frozen is probably my favorite track off of here. The Crimson Towers is pretty decent as well. But yeah. Really, really good band. I think these guys are Swedish black metal. It says distributed by Sound Pollination in Stockholm, Sweden. So that's what's leading me to believe these guys are Swedish black metal. So, but yeah, check them out. Definitely deserves to be on this top 10 list here. Number 7. I know this was a toss-up for me. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to choose between this album by Mayhem. This is featuring Maniac on vocals. This is their Chimera album. It was a tough choice between this, Death Crush, and Live in Leipzig. But I'm like, I'm going to go with their actual full length because Mayhem's Death Crush is an EP and Live in Leipzig, it's a live album. So this is like an actual legit album. You're probably going to disagree with me, but I think this is their best work so far that they've made. And I definitely enjoy Maniac's vocals a lot more than Attila's. Speaking of Attila, though, I recently discovered Tormentor, a band that he was in prior to Mayhem, and his vocals were a lot better in that band. Go figure. I definitely need to pick up some Tormentor. So, anyways, definitely check out Chimera if you haven't. Give it a chance, because I think it's some of their best shit. Next up is a double album here, but the reason I'm showing this one is for this portion of Gorgoroth's stuff on here. This is the Incipit Satan half, because it's got both material on it. There and there, all on one disc. There's the inside again. But yeah, Incipit Satan is a hell of a lot better than Destroyer. Gaul only appears on the song Destroyer, and then he's nowhere to be found for the rest of that album. But on Incipit Satan, it's amazing. I love the self-titled song, Incipit Satan. Unchain My Heart, which is a weird title for a black metal song. And Will to Power, I believe, is also really, really good. And When Love Rages Wild in My Heart. Really weird talking about like feelings and stuff like that, and especially towards like feelings of the heart. But I don't know. That's the song titles, and that's what they did, and I really, really enjoyed that album. Even a little bit better than Twilight of the Idols, which is another choice that I could have picked for Gorgoroth, but I still liked Incipit Satan just that much better. So I obviously need a hell of a lot more Gorgoroth in my collection. I'm missing their first 3 albums, which are like mandatory black metal for you to get. I also need Ad Majorem Satanas Gloriam, which also has Gaul in it, and Poissant something like that one that Pest returned in. I don't know if I'm going to get their new one, but we'll see. But yeah, Incipit Satan by Gorgoroth. Alright, see here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So that was number 6. Wait. Hold on a tick. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm getting lost here. This should be number 7. Number 7 on the list. This is also mandatory black metal for anyone, and I had a few to choose from. But I think I like this one just because whenever I have this in a mix, this is Darkthrone's Transylvanian Hunger, by the way, if you can't tell. Whenever I have this in a mix on my Xbox and just like a whole bunch of just different random black metal bands playing, as soon as a track from this comes off, I know it's Transylvanian Hunger just because of how raw and how crazy lo-fi the production is, and just how either Fenriz or Nocturnal Culto's vocals are in this. It's a very like significant and very obvious just audio attack when this album comes on, or a track from this album comes on, as opposed to like the 300 or 400 other songs that are in that mix. And that is why this album is in my top 10 black metal albums that I own list, because it sticks out. It stands out amongst all the other songs that I have, and every time a track comes on, I know it's this album. So it's definitely worth being in that list. So Transylvanian Hunger by Darkthrone. Next, which is number 8 in the list. This is Sworn to the Dark by Watain. Now, given I don't have Lawless Darkness or The Wild Hunt, but even if I did, this would be my pick. I really, really like this one. I was going to do Rabid Death's Curse, but then I'm like, that would be the obvious choice. And I'm like, I don't know if I really want to go with the obvious choice. I want to go with something that it sticks in my mind. And a lot of the songs that are in this, just it's very right up my alley and what I want for black metal. The Rabid Death's Curse album is fantastic black metal. It's got just blistering, like just ravenous black metal tracks. But the songs that are on this and the Sworn to the Dark album itself, or song itself, just gets stuck in my head. Just how he sings, like, Sworn to the Dark. I like that kind of like just very epic and memorable kind of lines, and just that's what stuck with me. I had to choose this one. I could not just settle with Rabid Death's Curse as one of the picks for top 10 here. So, Sworn to the Dark by Watain. Getting to the last two here. This is number 2 pick. This is Marducks, Those of the Unlight. Now, those who know me, you would probably think that I would have chosen Dark Endless, because it has more doomy kind of like that, just more kind of bluesy metal kind of feel to it. And I'm like, almost right. But this is a black metal list. So this is where Marduk truly started becoming more black metal and just hit the perfect point in their discography out of the stuff I have so far. And just in general, like, Those of the Unlight was a perfect mix of like pure unadulterated black metal and their first album, Dark Endless. So that is why this is number 2 in my list for the albums that I own, because it gets it done perfectly. And number 1. This was a hard decision. I don't know if you're going to be expecting this or not. Most people would probably expect, once again, this band's first album to be in top 1. But I find that this has 2 of my favorite songs, and it's even better than Philosophem. This is Vis Licit Os by Burzum. This, my friends, climbed up to the top of my, black metal CDs that I own, because, yes, the self-titled Burzum album and Osk, the double inclusion thing on that disc that I have, might seem to be the obvious choice, because it has like My Journey Towards the Stars and those kind of songs on there. But it's not fully matured Burzum yet. And I think this is when he did that. This is his highest point, in my opinion. I like this even better than Philosophem, because Philosophem was kind of like beyond the climax of Burzum. It's like, okay, well, this is the best stuff. Now what do? He kind of continued along the same vein as this for Philosophem, Varg that is. But then he started becoming a little more atmospheric, a little bit more ambient, a little more like leaning towards what he's doing nowadays, with like the Fallen and Umps guitar and Belus kind of thing. And not a lot, because it still sounds like this type of production, but it started leaning away from what I enjoyed of Burzum, just because of the straight up like one man black metal sound. You knew it was one dude trying to piece all the instruments together, drums, guitar, vocals, and doing it with the minimalist recording equipment. It's still staying in the vein of just raw, unadulterated black metal. So this is definitely his high point for me. This definitely rose to the number one the more I listened to it. And the funny thing is, before I even got this, because it only has 4 tracks on it, I thought it was an EP. I didn't even realize that this was an actual legit album. But once you throw it on and come to the grasp that it's like, holy shit, it's like, 40 plus minutes or whatever, because one of the songs on here is like 14, 16 minutes, and the rest of them are like 7 or 8 minutes long. Like it's a full length album worth of material, but only 4 tracks. But what you get in those 4 tracks is just damn good black metal. So there you have it. There's my top 10 black metal albums in my collection that I currently own, minus the update stuff that's going to be for another video. Hope you liked it. Hope you got some twists and turns in there. Maybe you didn't expect something to be in there. Maybe there's something in there that you thought could have been in there instead, that I own. And I hope that you enjoyed the fact that I threw in a couple bonus ones in here before the actual top 10, because I felt that these 3 needed to be mentioned. There still could have been like 2 or more, but that stack right there is definitely worth mentioning and definitely worth checking out. And yeah, like definitely check out anything in that list, whether you're beginning to listen to black metal or not, whether you're mid journey through black metal, or if you're a pioneer. Maybe you need to come back to these albums and check them out again and remember why you started listening to black metal in the first place. But that's it, my friends. Hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, stay sick.